went with the Remus because he said it was quiet, which was a lie.
Not quiet. That is not quiet.
No, that's subtle.
That's not the quiet exhaust at all. Hello everybody, welcome to a very sunny day in the canyons. I am Zach Clapman and this is Hutch. Hutch, how you doing?
Nice to meet you, Zach.
Thanks for coming out to meet me. Hutch brought something I've never driven, which is why I like this job so much. This is a 2006 Z4M Roadster, obviously. The way he did it is the way that you guys are going to do it. If you have a modified car that you want to submit for a one take, you're going to send me your Wheel Well Garage, which is what he did. So if you don't know what Wheel Well is, they are sponsoring the one takes right now. They've been a partner before. They've been great to us. They basically have designed a site that's like Amazon meets your favorite car forum meets Facebook. So instead of putting car parts and mods and photos all over Facebook where your family and friends don't really care and they keep, ignoring you and blocking your posts, you just put them on your Wheel Well Garage, and then everyone there is there to talk about and look at car stuff. And it's also a storefront. So if you see a part on a car that's like yours and you want to go buy that part, you can click on it and it'll take you to their store. And if you use code TST, you'll get 15% off, which as we know, because cars are expensive, especially cars from Bavaria, 15% off is a lot. So check it out, send me your Wheel Well link, and then I will review your car on a one take. Now, we're gonna talk about what you've done to this car first because it might be a little windy when we're driving. Sure. So, in stock form,
yes,
this car is about 3,200 pounds,
right?
330 horsepower, same engine as my car, the E46 M3, just
that's 54.
Three less horsepower, but who cares?
Yeah. So
it's lighter than the coupe, you said?
It's about 50. It's actually a little bit lighter than the coupe, like 50 pounds.
How do they do that?
I don't know. But there's
very
no roof.
Impressive. It was the.
I guess the soft top's lighter than the metal.
Than the metal, even with all the actuators and all the stuff involved.
There's not a whole lot. It's a pretty simple mechanism, but I don't.
That's impressive.
I give it to BMW, but.
So when this came out, for context, and then you can explain what you've done to it and why you got it. Basically, the competitor at the time was the Boxster,
right?
And then the Audi TT, but that was like heavier, slower, not as focused, etc. The Boxster at the time made 50 less horsepower than this car did. Right. And depending on what market you were in, I think this car was more expensive in the UK, but here it was less expensive. So the Boxster, as is true today, was the bar of top-down steering feel accuracy, etc.
For sure.
This had 50 more horsepower though, which is significant today. Even with turbochargers, that's a lot. Right. This was back in the NA days. So 50 more horsepower from an NA car is really impressive. It was a pretty good platform, fast, but then you took it and did a bunch of stuff to it. Sure.
Well, the Boxster's a great sports car. I would say, though, this has the better engine.
Yeah,
and,
of course. Yeah. 50. Just 50 more is a lot.
And revs to 8,000, peak power to 7,900. But this has the Evolve carbon airbox.
Which is very pretty.
And it's pretty similar to the one that came in the CSL. It's its own design. Then you have CSL headers, which are a little bit lighter, delete the cats. And then it has Rogue Engineering X-Pipe, and then Remus mufflers, and then H&R coilovers with CSL wheels. It's
a pretty nice setup. This color is amazing. I mean, I'm partial to blues, of course. I don't know, this car has I love the profile. I like the little ducktail spoiler.
It's a unique car, right? It doesn't look like anything else.
Layer, right?
Yeah,
it has the glowing doorknobs on the side. I don't know, when it came out, I never knew what to think. Sometimes I'd see it and go, that looks great. And then sometimes I'd see it and it looked like they took an Austin Healey and they put it in the car crusher, and as they started to crush it, they went, never mind. Yeah. Because the doors have the dents and there's a lot of stuff happening.
Flame surfacing,
right? Flame surfacing, right. Yeah. But proportionally, it's like classic, pretty Roadsters.
You sit basically right on top of the rear wheels. You have a super long hood. Yeah. It kind of has that feeling you're driving an engine that happens to have a car attached to it.
Yes, that's very true.
It's like it's so much engine.
Yeah, that's what the Cobras feel like. You're being dragged by an engine that's running ahead of you.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. I mean, this has CSL steering rack.
Yep.
Right?
So quicker rack.
Cool. Quicker rack than the M3.
It's got the CSL brakes, 2-piece brakes from the factory.
Aluminum control arms. It got a lot of M parts. Got some CSL parts, which the M didn't get. And then you did a bunch of stuff to it, so now it's going to be... do you know what your power number is by chance?
I don't, but similar people are doing like 320, 330 at the wheels with the setup.
That's stout.
Yeah, it's got an alpha end tune.
What font size is this? I mean, I have 20/20 vision, but... wow, I have to cut to a shot. This is like... everything seems so like perfectly fit, and then like, why are these gauges
Small,
so
little
far
car,
away?
Yeah, little gauges.
Little tiny gauges.
Proportional.
Yes, maybe that's what it is. Proportional. You know, it's just standard BMW black buttons everywhere.
Right.
Which they've started to change
Teutonic
recently.
interior.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, take the seriousness of Swedes and then turn it up a notch. I feel like. All right, we're gonna go windows up but top down.
Yes.
Might be a little windy.
That's a Roadster. You gotta do it the right way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So people have been trying to convince me to get an exhaust on my car for like 2 years.
Right.
And I've always said I don't really like the sound of inline sixes with exhaust. I don't think the cars sound like very much.
It's really hard to tune and find a good exhaust for our cars. I went with the Remus because he said it was quiet, which was a lie.
Nope, not quiet.
Not quiet.
Not quiet at all.
But it sounds nice.
It sounds really aggressive, and as soon as you drove away for the drive away, I went, oh, damn it, like, I kind of want one of these.
Yeah, it's just...
All right, first impression. Steering is heavier than in my car. Definitely feels like a quicker rack. You've got a short shift, or more like an accurate shift kit on this. Yep. So this is very rifle bolt, very 4-seat.
Yep, like, Auto Solutions.
The shifts aren't shorter, but
more precise.
There's more sensation.
I used to have an S2000, so I really miss that shifter.
Of course.
If you have an S2000, you'll like this.
It's amazing. I can reach the camera from there.
It's easy. Lots of storage space with the roof down.
Right now it's stiff. You know, this road has a lot of little bumps to it, little weirdness. It's soaking them up pretty good. Like on anything except this road.
Yeah.
On a smooth road, especially in Nevada. Yeah. Good. That is not quiet. That is not quiet.
No, not subtle.
That's not the quiet exhaust at all. Turn-in is real eager. This makes me want suspension for my car. This is a very different driving experience. And, well, it's hard. I was going to say it feels lighter than my car.
Right.
But it's probably hard to tell because it also has suspension.
Right.
So if my car had suspension, it would also feel lighter than it does because there'd be less lean.
What's like, what, is it 200 pounds lighter than the E46?
Yeah, which is, again, soft top that's lighter than a hard top is rare.
Right.
Especially if it's lighter than the M Coupe.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people know. The Coupes have more value. They're a little more rare. But I think the Roadster can look just as good with the right mods.
This looks about as good as the Roadster as this Roadster can get, man.
Yeah.
Like, color, the paint's clean. Right. You know, the wheels you have on it look really good.
Right.
I'm letting that car get a little ahead of us because there's not traffic today. Steering feel is awesome. Is definitely way better than my car. Yeah. I've been wondering if I should get a different rack, and I thought that anything in the E46 like lineage was going to be super progressive and didn't have enough feel. Sure. But this is kind of changing that opinion. You also have 19s, I think?
19s for the CSL wheels, basically.
Okay, so that helps a bit.
Mission Pilot Sport 4S, of course.
Let that car go. There you go. All right, you just go back down.
That works.
What are your brakes?
Stock brakes, stainless steel lines, ET, not the super blue, whatever they replaced it with. They made blue illegal. The blue brake fluid.
Oh, they did. That's right.
Yeah. But they're pretty good. They're nicely sized in the factory.
We got heated seats. You know, these little dials are very tiny, but you only need to change those things once in a while, really.
This is like one of the last, like, truly old school M cars where it's straight six, naturally aspirated, hydraulic steering.
Right. They started going electric.
No iDrive,
everywhere.
right? Yeah. There's no button. You have a sport button, although I don't recommend using it. It's useless.
Oh, really?
It makes the throttle
too touchy.
I
never use mine either. Yeah, if you hit, especially even these little bumps in the road, your foot starts doing this, and you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Because your throttle's going on, like
Well, this intake, the whole cannon can hear you change throttle position.
The whole cannon can hear you anyway. Man, this car is far from quiet. Motorcyclist. I want your intake. I don't want your intake because
you don't want to pay for it. Yes.
I don't want to pay for the intake, but I've been shy about these things because a lot of people said you need like tunes and they can have problems. But you live in Nevada, you drive at altitude, you drive in the cold, and you haven't had a problem with it. So
right, like I mean, Nevada gets up to 115. It's not my daily driver; it's like a third car for me. But I don't hesitate. I drove it down here, obviously.
Yeah.
And I drove it up mountains 10,000 feet.
These seats feel great. I think they fit me better than my car do. They feel like maybe a little narrower. Do they have adjustable bolsters and everything as well?
Bolsters not, but it does have adjustable thigh support.
Okay, so mine has adjustable bolsters, maybe just a trim level difference. That's also probably where the weight of my car comes from, though.
Right.
Because, all right. These gauges are way too small. And the tack is hidden by the steering wheel. Basically the 5, 6, 7, I can't see. Red line, 8,500 RPM, correct?
8,000.
8,000?
Peak horsepower at 7,900.
I love it.
So you gotta rev it.
You gotta rev it.
Yeah.
Which this road's not quite fast enough to do in this particular gear, but that's okay. We get a taste.
It's one of those cars.
Yeah, that's the quiet exhaust. That's the quiet one. All right, so as we pick up speed a little bit, we're definitely getting bounced around a little bit more from some of these larger kind of variations in the tarmac. Probably just a spring rate thing, not necessarily.
These are the H&Rs. If I had to do it again, I would probably go for the KWs, a little smoother.
Something a tad softer, maybe.
But in Vegas, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't. The roads there are perfect.
Exactly.
They got all that gambling money.
Exactly.
It does settle really quick. Like it seems like, your dampening seems really nice.
Yeah.
It's just too stiff.
Seat dampers,
You got traction control intervening at fairly low speeds, but that's okay.
You get a true limited slip diff.
Yeah, you got the same diff as the CSL. This car is so loud. Visibility is really good. Brake pedal feel is a little soft. It's
a little soft, yeah.
Like mine, like it's BMW in general. I don't want to keep saying mine, but like the pedal goes deeper than you think it should. Like the engine's so responsive, and the steering's so responsive.
It's still in the stock pad, so I think a good set of pads would probably help.
Yeah.
But BMW has something cool called brake fade compensation, so it actually will pump up the master cylinder as the brakes wear down and get hot.
Okay.
Yeah. Which in 2006 I had no idea they could even do.
This is so much easier to rev up than my car when downshifting, though. It's way more responsive.
Yeah, the intake really,
much more
the throttle
responsive.
response is crazy.
Damn it! You're gonna make me spend money, buy more parts, which
I warned you. I said the
I gotta be honest, when I came into this, like my opinion of these cars, so much of my opinion of cars is based on like what I felt about how they looked when I saw them, especially when I was like 20.
Yeah, same.
So.
Well, I was working at a BMW dealer back in college when these came out.
Oh,
and I was like, these are awesome back then. I was like,
and I think the Z4 Coupe looks better than the Z3 Coupe did, or the M Coupe, the clown shoe.
Yeah.
Just having like a little bit more of the surface, a little bit more like style to it. But I wasn't really sure. Like, you emailed me, I didn't know what this would be. I honestly thought it was going to feel like a really heavy Roadster because my only knowledge in this arena, I've never driven the Boxster.
Well, usually taking the roof off makes things drive worse.
Makes it drive way worse. Yeah. And compared to like the SLK 55 AMG is a real fast noise machine, but that car shifts once a month. Like the transmission is just terrible. So kind of, I don't know, and it's a different animal. It feels heavier, it feels more lethargic, it feels like it's a showy car. And so I thought this might be like that, but this is. There's a reason they were comparing this to the Boxster, and it's, man, I would take more power all day long. It is fast.
Yeah, buddy.
The corner is nice. The seat's really talkative. Like I can tell what the back end's doing, what the front end's doing.
Oh, for sure.
There are so many revs left. That was 6,400.
That was it?
There are so many revs. I mean, third gear, is it like...
Well, it's one of those cars, too, like, it's like my S2000 one, it's better, the harder you drive it, the better it is.
Yeah. I mean, this in third gear on this road at 8 grand, we're going too fast. We can go down to 2, and we'll... That rev's so fast, you jerk. We're worried about 4,000 feet. So it didn't feel like it was pulling harder and harder toward redline, but it's probably a factor of the altitude.
Sure.
This is a delightful thing to canyon slice.
Oh yeah. This is what it's made for.
Yeah. Yeah, it's real good at this. those videos on Smoking Tire. All right, how long is this video? 16 minutes. Let's see. We'll just cruise to the end.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like
it doesn't do a very good job of like being quiet and subtle though.
No, it doesn't.
That's why I like the M3. It's like you can like it has like an off button. This is like always on.
Yeah, this is always pretty loud.
Right.
It sounds amazing.
As a daily, it'd beat you up, but for a fun car, it works pretty well.
I mean, for me, I'm just like, you know, the park ranger's like, got it. What is that sound?
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, it's, the inline six with exhaust sound to me, it's like it's a motorsport sound.
Right.
It's not like, it's just, I don't find it beautiful.
No.
But I find it like, it's aggressive and angry, and, you know, if you're driving
unique,
fast.
right? Well, like, how many cars out there have an inline six revved to $8,000?
Yeah, I mean,
it's like, you can't buy anything like that anymore.
No, I mean, and Supras and, you know, RBs and GTRs, like, there's so much turbo sound usually that you usually hear more of that and a lot less of the exhaust note. This is like, I love the induction sound of these cars. Yeah, exactly. It does elevate the experience. I think there's cars that I would listen to an MP3 of their exhaust and not have to be driving.
Right.
And then there are cars like this, or you know, cars with inline 4 cylinders. Or the V6 Exocet. You know, most V6s sound terrible.
Oh, the Exocet was crazy.
But the Exocet was insane. And if you haven't watched the Exocet, it just does burnouts exiting corners, and you don't notice because the chassis tuning's not quite done. There's like sounds that sometimes suit the activity. Right. You know, and this, if you're driving quick, like you're driving fast, your adrenaline's going, and like the car's adrenaline. It's like talking to you, going, "Yeah, I'm with you. Like we're doing this together." So I think it definitely fits. It fits that. And the induction sound is so good, and the throttle response is it's way faster.
You get individual throttle bodies from the factory. I mean,
I know, and but this is almost like it makes use of them with the intake, because now it just peps up. Like, that's really nice. I'm not revving it too high. Some people on the internet were mad because I was revving the Exocet neutral and I was going to like 1800. I was just feeling the spring of the throttle, which
I can vouch.
Your throttle pedal spring is stiffer than the E46 M3.
Oh, it's been a while since I've driven one. Yeah.
Maybe that helps feel it helps the car feel more responsive. Like, the rack is better and different. The suspension is obviously better and different. The car's lighter. I didn't think I'd get in a car with no roof and be like, feels more responsive than, you know, the famous M3.
Well, so they say they built it as a Roadster first, right?
Yeah.
And then cut the roof off, or then out of the roof. It's good. They do the reverse. It gets a little.
Yeah, I mean, a coupe is still twice as rigid as this.
It's ridiculous.
But this is pretty impressive, especially I think with the mods you've done to it.
And it's really good. Southern California.
Yeah, this is what this car was made to do, really. Thank you so much for bringing it up. This was a real nice treat and a great education. Just wish you could see the freaking gauges. I'm gonna get a photo of that, because like the font is this big, and they're in a tunnel behind the steering. Whatever, you don't need to look at that stuff anyway. You don't. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting all these years. Check out new shirts on Blip Shift. Listen to our podcast. And of course, if you want to show your friends your car stuff but not irritate the ones that don't care, make a Wheel Well Garage. It's a cool little community. It's a really well done interface. And then you can also shop for parts, research parts on there. They've got warehouses. They've got customer service. It's really, really good. And again, if you want to save 15%, you can just punch in the code TST and we will save you that money. And then maybe you buy a t-shirt with some of the savings. Just saying, you could do that, just saying. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.